Hey everyone, Joanne Butler here with the amazing Alain Johannes, the multi-instrumentalist, songwriter, genius, producer, responsible for so many things, including my all-time favorite legendary band 11, which consisted of yourself, your musical partner and partner in life, and one of the greatest voices of our time, Natasha Snyder, who unfortunately is no longer with us physically on Earth, and also some amazing drummers like Jack Irons.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about the 20th anniversary of Eleven's final studio recording, Howling Book. Tell us about that first.
Yes.
20 years, hard to
Yeah,
believe.
I know. Well, it's amazing how the time's just flying. I mean, it was a really special time for us because Jack left for a while. After our third record, Thunk, he joined Pearl Jam, and we found this amazing drummer named Greg Upchurch, who ended up spending the avant-garde dog period with us, and also when we were opening for Soundgarden in '96. And then also he was a member of the Euphoria Morning Band, the Chris Cornell solo record that Natasha and I produced. Basically we did a bit of touring as 11 with an additional members, with Rick Markman on bass, which we never had a bass player before. It was always Natasha's left hand playing the bass, Moog. And Greg Upchurch, because we were just so hot off the Euphoria Morning tour with our beautiful chemistry and friendship, that we decided to do some shows. So we had just met Queens of the Stone Age because were both on Interscope after we were on A&M, but Avant-Garde Dog came out on Interscope, A&M. And then, there was a little bit of a lull there in the early 2010s, 2000s. We told Greg, feel free to do whatever you need to do because we're just working on production and things like that. So he went off and doing amazing things, eventually 3 Doors Down. And Jack had left Pearl Jam. So now Jack was free again. And Jack and I started when we were kids. We were like 14 years old. Hello, Slovak Jack and I at the Bancroft Junior High and then Fairfax. So Jack was the core DNA of 11 as drummer. Greg did an amazing job. He played the old songs amazingly well. But Jack, Natasha, and I is really the energy triumvirate, the triangle. In the early 2000s, we had just started doing desert sessions, and we're part of Natasha and we're part of Songs for the Deaf. And so we were kind of like really in this creative space, and so excited that Jack was back. So Howling Book came about in like 2002. We started the sessions at 11 AD home studio and recorded that album literally in this joyful, connected, amazing space. And it came out. We put it out ourselves, because we thought, we'd been on labels and no one really promoted it properly, and we couldn't possibly mess it up worse than any other label. So we did it all in house. And then Natasha and I, were part of the Queens of the Stone Age tour, so we didn't get to play any shows after that as 11. We were hoping to. So now, obviously, Natasha got sick, and before she got sick, we recorded some material that was going to be the next record, and it's just sitting here. There are 5 songs that don't have vocals that are amazing that hopefully I'll get to finish. So Howling Book now is 20 years has passed, and Jack has been making solo records, and a lot of them come out in this amazing label called Org Music. And so he suggested, hey, why don't we, let me talk to Andrew and see what we can, if he's into doing a 20-year anniversary release, And he was really excited about it. And the thing was that we had these songs that were recorded around the same period, but they weren't really part of the record. Not that we excluded them; they were just right before and right after. One of them, This Little Finger, we had I'd released later as a single. This little finger will make you happy. Along with a Stevie Wonder cover that we did at Cold Rehearsal Studios. And one of the B-sides from Thunk that was unreleased, because when Jack left for Pearl Jam, we took 4 tracks off that he had played on, and we added Nat Cameron to 4 songs on Thunk, like Why and Seasick of You and Took Me for a Ride. First of all, Howling Book digitally is 50 minutes long, a little over, right? So that's too long for vinyl. So we thought, wait a minute, what if we add these 3 songs and make it a double down? The lengths of each side allow for the highest possible quality for vinyl, because you can go 22 minutes a side maybe, and then it starts to suffer bottom end, etc. So side 4 has the 3 bonus tracks, which are Rosebleed, Took Me for a Ride, and This Little Finger. And we're super proud of it, super excited about and happy that it's finally out on vinyl, because the only other 11 record that's on vinyl was the very first one, which isn't even streaming. It's like the labels disappeared, and whoever can find 11 Awake in a Dream on vinyl is very lucky, because they're just sitting out there somewhere on Discogs. I can't wait for people to, new fans to discover the music through listening on vinyl, because it sounds really amazing.
Let's talk about this video. Liam Lynch, your friend, the famed director, producer. He's worked on so
Yes.
many cool things too. Tenacious D videos. My kids call him the United States of whatever guy.
Yeah, I love that. And the goat rap and Holy Rollers. Well, Liam is a bit of a genius. He's a bit of a incredible person, friend, super creative, multi-instrumentalist, visual artist, amazing sense of humor. The first time we met was in the Burn the Witch, I think a little before that, with always he was friends with Josh, and he had directed Pick of Destiny, the movie with Tenacious D with Jack and Kyle, and Dave Grohl was in there playing the devil, and it's an amazing movie. It's a cult classic, really. The Burn the Witch video he directed, Natasha and I played villagers in that. So we had a long friendship and history, had a really deep connection to us and our music and Natasha. So I reached out to him because I wanted something special about this, not just a vinyl release, but to really we hadn't had any videos since the 90s. And Liam had done my If Morning Comes video. If morning comes, I will kneel to the sun. And he has this amazing way of just he being totally autonomous. You let him run with it, and he creates everything. He acts in it. He creates the visuals, the concepts, everything. And so I basically reached out as a friend, and I told him the idea, and I asked him to pick the song. Long story short, he had a connection with Natasha, and she kind of informed him in dreams, in his mind, in his subconscious, that it should be No, I Know. And then he told me, and I thought, that's an incredible idea. It's such a beautiful piece of music. Her voice is so amazing, and there's a deep mystery, and there's a sadness and a beauty to the song too, and lyrically, it's very poignant and deeply spiritual and philosophical. It's got such amazing textures, also sonically. And I was so curious, and he basically just personified the song visually, like I could never have imagined. Like, and there's such incredible, intense, heavy beauty in the end result, and you can sense him as the filmmaker and protagonist too. You can sense him emotionally deeply involved with the making of it. It was heavy for him, and intense, and that comes across. So I'm just absolutely overwhelmed with how incredible this video is, and what incredible work of art he's achieved, and how much of himself he put into it.
And let's talk about Natasha's incredible voice.
My big missions, being left standing after so many of my dearest ones are gone, is to continue somehow reminding or pointing at this incredible, because you know what it's like, throughout centuries, incredible artistry gets lost or forgotten because it's not part of the popular thing, and sometimes it gets discovered. The crazy thing about 11, even though it was so long ago, keeps getting discovered by newer generations, and Natasha just had this from day one, from the first time we met, and I heard her sing. There's the technical side, there's the all this other stuff, but there's something about certain singers like Natasha and Mark Lanigan and Chris Cornell, so much of their experience and so much of their way of looking at the world is so much of pure, music channeled inside the tone. So they can sing just a simple phrase, but think about the way that it communicates, it goes right through you.
Sky is howling, broken window, only strands of rain.
I remember when when we met Frank Zappa, we became friends, and he would invite us all the time. He often would ask Natasha to come over whenever he had a new microphone, because he thought that her voice, her texture was so completely unique and so completely otherworldly.
Memories know, I know now why I'm flying.
Mike Minute is so excited to co-premiere the video with you guys.
Yes, I
Love
know.
it.
I'm so excited about that too. I want everyone to see it. It deserves to be seen and heard, obviously. Yes, we're premiering it this Thursday, right? The first the 11th of January, which is 1/11. And by the way, 1/11/2024, if you add those all together, right, you get 11 as well. And it's going to be at 11/11, but in time zone depending. And then there's going to be links to ORG Music to get the vinyl if you're into the
Yes.
song. First time listening to the song, and it's a beautiful record. I'm very proud of it.